My name is Ian Klassen, and I'm the president of Grande Portage. You're all familiar with standard disclaimers. I encourage you to familiarize yourself with it. We want to keep our lawyers happy. Okay, so let's start off with a few details on the corporate side. We trade on the TSX-V, but we also trade on the OTCQB and in Frankfurt. The company has 66 million shares issued, and we have approximately 800 shareholders, of whom 4 large shareholders own about 5 million shares each. Management and advisors to the board own approximately 15 million shares. We have 14.7 million warrants, and even with the close yesterday, they are all in the money, and if exercised, will bring another 2.3 or so million into the treasury. So our company's focus is the Herbert Gold project. It's a mesothermal gold quartz vein system located in the historic Juneau Gold Belt of southeast Alaska. We're pretty much dead center between the Kensington mine operated by Coeur and the historic AJ and Treadwell mines, which historically have produced millions of ounces of gold, respectively. By air, we're situated 6 minutes from the Juneau Airport. We're close to tidewater, power, blacktop, and a skilled workforce familiar with mining. A few relevant facts about the company. We have a 100% interest in the Herbert. We've drilled 154 holes in the system to date. We've identified at least 5 east-west trending quartz veins hosted in a quartz diorite. The veins are very steep, approximately 88, 90 degrees. They all dip to the north, and they're all roughly 200 meters apart from each other. They're very predictable and exhibit prominently at surface, where a number of them can be tracked for 1 kilometer of strike length and lie between 2 major northwest striking tectonic faults. In 2019, we filed our most recent resource calculation, which enabled us to have 606,500 ounces at 10 grams in the indicated category and 251,700 in the inferred category at just over 14. A bit more on the Herbert property itself. We have 91 claims that make up a land package of approximately 2,000 acres. We're located 25 kilometers from Juneau, the capital city. We're 20 kilometers south of Coeur's Kensington mine, where they've been mining for years. To date, we've only partially drilled 3 primary veins from 43 platforms. The majority of the holes have been very shallow, even 150 meters on average, which is important because one of the signatures of mesothermal veining is that they go very deep. 3,000 feet or more is not uncommon. Throughout, drilling on this system has been very favorable. Over and above our average grade, we've had some pretty spectacular assays, which I'll touch upon in a moment. We've also had promising metallurgical results. We've taken numerous samples from all the veins, and in bottle roll tests, results consistently come back in the mid to high 90s. In addition to drilling on the primary veins, we've also had quite a bit of success at surface itself. In 2018, we took some channel samples on the Goat vein, the most recently drilled primary vein. We had 3.76 ounces over 1.12 meters and 8.46 ounces over a meter. Now, incidentally and importantly, we drilled right below that, 170 meters and 25 meters to the east of those outcrops, and we hit multiple intercepts of 10 grams. This visual gives you a sense of how the deposit dimension specifically and how the veins stack up. As I said, they're all east-west in their plane, deeply dipping to the north, and they're all 200, 225 meters apart from each other. We know the system is there, we just have to keep drilling it. The deposit has numerous primary veins and hundreds of gold-rich splays that are offshoots, which will be captured when underground mining commences. This cartoon is just there to illustrate what a typical primary vein looks like. Mineralization is open to depth and to the east. The veins are generally 1 kilometer long and 1 to 5 meters wide or more. We feel we've really just touched upon the system. Well, anytime a company has a reasonably high-grade deposit, it wouldn't be a presentation unless there was some eye candy or a picture or photo of gold in the core. This is a modestly impressive photo of gold in the core taken from drill hole 11E2. But the key point to take away is that this was a true width of 15.27 meters of 37.07 grams gold. This hole was by no means just a one-off. This slide is a summary of select drill highlights. All 3 primary veins drilled to date have had high-grade results over multiple meters. In addition to hole 11E2, the deep trench has yielded 59.9 grams over 8 meters and 28.4 grams over 11.58 meters. The main vein, 21.5 grams over 6.4 meters and 72 grams over 3 meters. And lastly, the goat vein has seen 30 grams over 9 meters and 15.76 grams over 2.8 meters. Good results, and each vein has seen numerous results of this type. National Instrument 43-101 growth is really important to management and our shareholders alike. Our first resource was filed in 2013. We drilled an uncut resource of 182,400 ounces in the indicated category at just shy of 7 grams. Then we went into, not unlike other juniors, a forced hiatus of 4 years, but we came back and drilled in 2017. In 2018, our resource grew many times larger with, again, an uncut resource, but this time of 267,000 ounces at 7.25 grams and an inferred category of 82,000 at just over 6. In 2019, we filed our most recent resource calculation, this time a cut resource. Our QP capped the resource to 32 grams and changed the composites to be a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 8. The most recent resource saw an increase of 135% in the indicated category and 206 in the inferred category. And this was just after 1 additional year of drilling. So looking beyond our current drill targets, we recently flew a LiDAR survey over our property holdings. This confirmed an exciting opportunity to expand and enhance the property. The survey identified up to 16 new parallel structures, if they show up, highlighted there in white. And that showed some prospectivity enhancement to the southeast by 1,400 meters and 400 meters to the northwest. Pretty exciting. We're going to follow up on those later this summer. Okay, so where do we go next? In 2020, our plans are to drill with 1 rig from up to 7 platforms, further testing the mineralization to the east and at depth on the primary veins. We'll drill approximately 5,000 meters, and that'll be between 20 and 25 holes. We'll follow up on the LiDAR, as mentioned, and we're going to permit to drill from an underground perspective in the future and conduct a 50,000 ton bulk sample. This is an outline of where we'll drill in 2020. I'll just go over a couple of things briefly. On pad T, or northernmost pad, this will test the eastern extension of the goat vein, but 4 of the holes will also extend to the deeper known limits of the main vein. Pad U, a few hundred meters to the south, these holes will target the deeper western and central portions of the deep trench vein, but also go through the main vein. Pad Y to the southwest, these holes will fill in gaps of coverage in the deep western area of the deep trench vein, also hitting the main vein along the way. Pad R, located 250 meters to the east of Pad Y, these holes will extend our coverage in the deep trench to the east, but will also target 2 parallel structures that we've identified that have strongly anomalous geochemical values, as well as strong topographic expressions similar to the other veins that we've drilled. Finally, Pad N, our furthest south pad, we'll see an exploration or 2 of holes designed to test what we're calling the elusive vein. which is a permissive topographic feature, associated geochemical anomalies, but it also helps that we've seen gold and quartz jutting up at the surface here. So we're feeling pretty good about where we're going. So in summary, we're located in a safe and developed state with sound infrastructure nearby. We've had consistently promising drill results and a maturing resource, both in terms of size and grade. We have a very predictable and reliable system to work with, in the sense that we've drilled 154 holes and never missed a vein. But we've only drill tested 20% of the property to date. We have a low market capitalization of around 11 million Canadian as of yesterday, and we expect to commence drilling as early as the end of April. Thank you very much for your time.